Welcome back to this episode, everybody. So we are going to be changing the radiator to a 3-core radiator because hers is kind of busted up here, so stay tuned. Okay, as you can see, the reason we're changing the radiator today is because of this past job I had to do. It had a crack and weakened in the plastic part, like in this section here, underneath all this. So we used this casting that was designed for patching stuff up, and then we epoxied right on top of it to help seal it up temporarily while we were waiting for the radiator. Pretty simple. Got 2 bolts on the other side, 2 bolts on this side for the fan shroud, and then this is going to come forward. And then we got 2 bolts that hold on the power steering fluid reservoir, which are right here and right here. These here are the bolts here for the radiator. There's 2 here and 2 on the other side. And then we're going to be installing this radiator here. New aluminum 3-core radiator, help cool it down. Hopefully this will fix some of the stuff. We'll be also installing a electric fan later on once we get this all taken care of. So let's get started. Okay, so after fighting it for a little bit, we finally got it in. We had to put a nut and a bolt on some of these here because I went to O'Reilly's to try to find those clips, and they do not have them. So we do have it all put back together. We also checked for an upper radiator hose. They don't have that in stock, so we'll try to make this one work for a little bit, and then we'll work on trying to order a couple of parts. But everything's all put back together. Aluminum radiator ready to be filled up, and we're going to test for leaks. So if you guys are wondering what we're doing, we're actually burping the system. So burping the system is taking air bubbles out of the system that you've introduced when you open up this system, and it's going to push the air pockets to the top, and it's going to flush it out and actually put coolant inside of there. As you can see, there's a couple of small bubbles inside there that's produced over there. So what you do is when you do this, you have to get the engine up to temperature so that this thermostat here in this housing opens up. And typically this one here is at 192 or 197. I got to look it up, but it's going to be about the 190-ish range. Once that opens up, it's going to start flushing all the fluid, and that's why you see me in the time lapse filling this back up and putting fluid in there. You want to keep it about that level there so that it has a little room to overflow as the bubbles come up. Once you start seeing it go down, you want to try to kind of put a little more in there and keep working it so that you get all the bubbles out, and just kind of monitor the temperature. You see the temperature start rapidly climbing to the red. Just kind of monitor it. And once that thermostat pops, you'll see it drop instantly right back down to either cold or normal, so that it can actually flush in the cooler coolant in there, and then bring the hot coolant into the radiator here. Okay, so I just wanted to show you a little more about this. So you're seeing all the bubbles coming out. So it's up to temperature now. What those little bubbles do is they create steam pockets inside your motor. If you don't get these bubbles out, and that's why you have to run this for a little bit, usually it's about a half hour, 45 minutes. To get all those little bubbles out, because those will create steam pockets. As you create more steam pockets, what it'll do is it'll actually go and create more area inside your motor where it won't cool, and it'll actually cause that to overheat, and that's how a lot of people overheat and warp their heads, is if they don't get all these little bubbles out as it's flushing out. So you want to make sure you get all these little bubbles out. Usually it's about a half hour, 45 minutes that you let it run. You monitor the temperature, monitor the level, All this excess here is going to go right into the overflow right over here, and that'll actually be perfect for what we want it for. It'll help keep it filled up over there, so once we're all done, we just top off the fluids and we're all done. Okay, welcome back everybody. So we just finished up everything. We got the whole system burped. It was about 45 to an hour. It took a little longer than I expected. Temperature is running a lot cooler than what it was, but we're still going to stick that fan on there just as a safety precaution. So when we're running on the trails and stuff, it stays cool while we're going a little bit slower with less airflow. And then also for the idling in town when she's going through and just driving and sitting in traffic and that kind of stuff. So hope you guys like this video. If you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, get up-to-date information once I post a new video. If you guys have any comments as far as what you guys saw on this, one of the things I can say is while you're doing the burping, do some basic maintenance. Check your fluids, because this one was an automatic transmission. It did have the trans cooler built into the radiator, so we did check some of those fluids as far as the transmission, power steering fluid, topped off all the other fluids to make sure everything was good. Just do a little maintenance while you're waiting for it to kind of burp, and just keep an eye on it. So hope you guys liked the video. Check out our merch store down below in the description. We'll see you guys next time. See ya.